up, guys? Max here from MaksWerks. And today we are in the kitchen because we're going to go through and talk about this Google Nest that I'm about to install, and I'll show you guys how to install it. First, we're going to do kind of the unboxing so I can show you what's in here. This is the Gen 2 or version 2 of the Nest. I picked it up on Black Friday sale for $175 plus tax from Lowe's. Normally it retails for about $250, $275. This is just part of a lot of energy saving stuff that I'm doing around the house. So let's unbox it. On the back it says most people install by themselves in 30 minutes or less. Let's put that to the test and see where we go from here. So when you get the Google Nest, I keep calling it a Google Nest, it's really just Nest. Slip the cover off, remove the top, set it aside. There's another little cover. There's the Google Nest itself. As you can see right here, it's about as thick as my thumb. General size about the same as my palm. And this is the outer part. There's a USB port on the back as well as the multi-pin connector for the back plate. So if we remove another piece of papery plastic, all your instruction documents, looking through some of this stuff later. Inside here, there's actually, this is the back panel that bolts to the wall. And the way these work is, this is basically little push buttons. You strip your wire, stick it in there, push this button and slip it in and holds it in place. There's a little built-in level to make sure you're centered on the wall. And then this is the part that plugs in. So this will eventually plug in like this. So there's that again, and there's the back side's got a little paper thing in it. Comes with two very nice stainless mounting screws and a dildo-esque screwdriver that's exceptionally heavily weighted. Kind of makes me wonder if there's something else in there, but oh, it's just a magnet. So you have a magnet for both flathead and Phillips. So another piece of packing material comes out. And then inside of here, we can see there's a plastic and a metal backplate. You can actually just use this metal backplate and embed it into the sheetrock. That's what I'll do eventually, but currently my walls are a horrid peach color, courtesy of the previous owner. So I'm just going to use the stock mounting plate, which also comes, with 4 mounting screws that are inside of this last piece of horrible plastic that I can't get out. But anyway, those are all the pieces. And so next step is to get it up on the wall. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you go in here and you turn your system to off and the fan to auto. And I had the heater running for a little bit, so that's why it's still going. But basically, if you had a system put in the last probably 15 or 20 years, chances are you got this generic Honeywell unit that's here. There's nothing wrong with it, but we're going to install a Google Nest, which is going to be better. So basically, you just want to grab firmly and just yank it off. Much in the same way the Nest has a base plate and a face plate, so does this. You got a couple of AA batteries. When you pull it off, you have a bunch of pins in here. Sit right here, and these are labeled. And you're going to want to make sure that you, there goes the AC turning off. So you're going to want to make sure you remember which of these goes where. That's why they give you this handy little screwdriver, so you can just remove them. And the other thing is, inside of the manual, as you can see, these right here are actually stickers. And so what they want you to do is they want you to label the wires. And if I bring you in closely, right here, you can see conventional, heat pump. You can see these are labeled C, G, Y, O, B, A, C. I have no clue what any of these letters mean, but they correspond with the letters that are in here, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to label all of our wires, and then we can actually remove this backing plate altogether. The other thing that's on here before we pull it apart and label the wires is you'll see that there is a tiny little jumper right there between RC and R. One of the things the manual tells you to do is to remove that little jumper before you continue on to labeling the wires. So that's actually what we're going to do first. So that's it. I have a fairly basic system. I have a 2-story house with a 1-unit system. and as a result, G is green, Y1 is yellow, OB is white, which is what was hooked in right here, and RC and R were both jumped together, so they're just labeled RC because there is no R, there's only an RH, which I imagine is cool and heat. So R and RC were jumped together, that's all there is. So now we can actually remove this panel and pull it all off together. There's also a blue wire that's part of this. However, it wasn't attached to anything, so I'm not going to attach it to the nest because I don't know if it goes to anything at all. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the optional trim plate because I have these old screw holes, and obviously my wall isn't going to stay this ugly shade of peach forever. But for now, I'm going to use the trim plate, and then I'm going to make it absolutely flush when I go back to redo the walls. So for now, we'll just mark and mark. That's where the screw holes go. And we'll just screw the plate in and we'll be good to go. And there we go. So my 4 wires are where they're supposed to be. You can see the depressions are still left. You basically just push down, shove the wire in. You can see it's level, the faceplate looks okay. So now all we're going to do is we're just going to plug it in and press down firmly, and there you can see the nest came alive. And now it's powering up. And at this point, if you had turned off your electricity, now would be the time to flip the breaker again. And at this point, you have to go and set up your Nest account online. And this thing will actually walk us through the process. I guess it's still booting up. There we go. And now. So there we go. We select US English or whatever is, you just push it in. Internet connection. There is my Wi-Fi. And now I'm going to enter my password, and I will come back once the password's in. So there you go. Now we're online. You can press continue. It's checking for a Nest update. And apparently there is an update, so it's going to download it. But basically at this point you can just go online and set up an account and set up how you want your Nest to run, when you want it to turn on, when you want it to turn off, and so on and so forth. I'm actually going to hold on to this backing plate and these screws, and when the time comes to redo these walls, I'm actually going to flush mount it into the wall, and there'll probably be a video on that at that point. But this is a fairly well used and well known item if you're looking for reviews on how it works long term, how much money you can save, and so on and so forth. There's plenty of other links on YouTube. But in terms of installation, this has been how-to, and I gotta say it's pretty straightforward and pretty simple, and it looks great, and hopefully it's gonna work great. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please subscribe. There's a lot more stuff coming.